In this case, dear friends, it is the 7th of August, and it is time for our regular meeting on Thursday, according to our schedule, and we can start. Welcome everyone again, and dear colleagues, I would like to tell you the agenda of today's meeting, what kind of topics we're going to discuss. First, dear friends, we're going to go through the key news that happened in the development of the string transportation, UST group of companies, and separately we will also discuss the event that we're all getting ready to. Part of you will be present there, either offline or online. And some of the organizational matters will be covered relating to it. And in the second part of our meeting, I will have some exclusive news for you related to some interesting offers that are going to be given this month or even in the next couple of days. So friends, let's take a look at the news in the development of UST. Please tell me, and I'm sure that many of you have been actively observing the development of the string transportation technology, and I would like to ask you, in your opinion, what significant news has happened in the area in the last 2-3 weeks out of all the news that happened in the development of UST? Please tell me in the chat. I would like to know your opinion about it. Let's be a little bit more active on this matter. What did you like most out of what you've read? And dear colleagues, I would like to ask you one more thing. If you're writing in a foreign language, non-Russian language, please use Google Translator and translate it yourself into Russian and then copy paste it in the chat so I don't waste time on translating your messages since we're having this meeting in different languages and I don't want to spend our precious time on translating your message into my language. I will try to translate some of your messages. Meanwhile, someone wrote about the video that was published about the development of the technology UST in the United States. It was published on Dr. Initsky's channel, where this news was announced about the land plot and the general information about the technological hub. Well, thank you for that. Elmer wrote that all the news are important. Yes, of course. Every piece of news is important, and after all, it's kind of a contribution to the development of the technology, no matter how small or big. Well, let's go next. Someone wrote that there will be an online conference in September. Hooray! Well, yeah, a conference that will also be broadcast online, but we will talk about it separately. Let me see. Suraj has asked a question. Let me see what it means. Meanwhile, Elmer said all the news is important. Maya says that I was glad to read the information about the visit of Mr. Glaziev to the Unitsky's residence and information about the future track Minsk-Moscow. Elmer says we had problems with purchasing packages. Well, guys, questions regarding the technical issues will be discussed later. Meanwhile, please don't ask me questions about the technical issues. Please just answer my question for now, and we will take your questions, technical questions later on. during the dedicated part of our meeting. Just tell me for now what kind of news you like the best. Vasily said that could you please boost your volume? It's too low. But others are saying that the volume is high enough. So I guess you should boost the volume at your end on your device. Everything related to UST is important, Gulnara says. Thank you very much. Natalia says, I'm not sure that I understood it correctly, but there was a mentioning of the buyback. There are lots of partners who are 70, 80 years plus old. And no, you must have misheard. There was no information about the buyback. Well, we can touch upon this topic separately. Let me write it down and I will touch upon the topic of buyback. Then there is hello from Peru. Okay, now let's go through the news together. Okay, friends, what I would like to underline on this topic, what kind of important news, in my opinion, can be singled out. Let's see. I would point out two key points. The development of the project in Nepal, two pieces of news were published about it related to the development of the commercial project. Even three pieces of news, which is the collaboration and memorandum that was signed in Almaty and a potential project that is right now in the pipeline of the UST Inc. Incorporated, which is a commercial project that will allow to move guests from a spa complex from one building in the spa complex from one building into another. I think you read that news, but I would like to read it out for you anyways. Just give me a second. Okay, then, dear friends, we've heard the news that in the Republic of Belarus there is a complex, a spa in the country, and it's called Sosny Sanatorium. And now eventually guests will be able to use train transportation to move from one building to another, from the spa building to the main complex. And there was a specially developed cutting edge model for this commercial project. It's quite futuristic looking, innovative model, very stylish. And another very characteristic thing about it is that this commercial project has the potential of being noticed at the highest governmental level because the administration of the president is the customer for this project. And this is quite a high indicator of the fact that this train transportation technology is now growing deep roots in the country. And we remember that at the level of the organization that develops standards, Now the technology has received several state-level standards separately for this technology only, which is a very huge achievement, very significant milestone, and we need to keep remembering it and fully realize it that having standards is something that we've been moving towards for several years now, and I've touched upon this topic on several occasions in the past. It's an indicator that the UST technology is now, there is a direct proof that it's a separate technology. There are state standards for car transportation, for railroad transportation, for trams, trolley buses, etc., metro. And now we can see that UST now has its own standards developed for it. And now we can see this cause and effect relationship. Once the technology has been certified in the country, then the first commercial project was implemented, and then standardization happened at the governmental state level. The state standards have been adopted for string transportation, and after that, one of the first project, another project will potentially be implemented after the first commercial project, of course, in Aquarel. And the customer in this case is a governmental body or state body. And now we can see that UST is taking its place in the market. So, in your opinion, for us as investors into the string transportation technology, how why is it interesting for us, or why does it tell us about? What does it tell us about? Let's think together. Someone says we will launch an IPO sooner. Well, of course, every step and every implementation of every commercial project eventually brings us closer to the point in time when the UST technology will appear in the financial world, the stock market. Well, of course, in the long run, in the next couple of years, probably 3 to 5 years. But in any case, it's a very significant step towards IPO. I agree. Someone says it's a very good piece of news. It's the first steps towards global expansion. Natalia says the state level is quite serious. I agree with you. State support ensures more security for investors, Elmer added to his previous message. Gulnara says more countries will start placing their orders for UST technology. Maya says thanks to the recognition from the governmental bodies of Belarus, this technology, the implementation of this technology will speed up and its incorporation into the global economy. Well, yes, all those steps will eventually bring to that. And more countries, more and more customers will be placing orders for UST. And state level is indeed a very serious achievement because it is always difficult to be the first in anything, be a pioneer. But once the first project is implemented in any country, it can have launch a chain reaction when the same country will start placing more orders, and there will be 5, 10, 15 more projects. And once the technology is fully commercialized in one country, then of course other countries or other customers from other countries who have been waiting, who have been observing to see whether the technology is viable or not, they will be coming to the conclusion that the technology is viable, operational, competitive, and has a lot of competitive advantages compared to other types of transportation. And of course, those customers from those countries will have a completely different view of the UST technology. Their opinion will change, their doubts will be cleared, their apprehensions will be dealt with, and it will promote the commercialization of the technology itself. And for us as investors, it bears good news in terms of finance, of course, because every single order, especially when they become dozens of them, it will increase the capitalization of the parent company, and our capitalization being the co-owners of the GTI, the parent company that established all other companies, UST structure included. And right now we are at the in the mid of 2025. We have the second half of the 2025 ahead of us, and we can see that the project in Nepal is moving forward. New projects appear, new customers appear, new partners appear in different regions. I'm talking about Kazakhstan, CIS countries, Indonesia, Europe as well is a potential customer for the application of UST transportation. And all of it tells us that the second half of this year, 2025, will might have a positive effect on the financial standing of the UST company, which we'll rely and count upon. And realizing all of that, understanding all of that, gives us some hope that the year 2025 will be a good financial year for the company, and which means that in 2025 we can count upon the payout that we've been waiting for 10 years now. And analyzing how the technology is developing right now, it's quite reasonable, in my opinion, for those investors who had certain targets in terms of how many pre-IPO shares in GTI they would like to have. So they should take advantage of the current offers in order to increase their personal portfolio, or let others know about it, people they know who don't know yet about the UST technology. And going back to the current offers that we have in the back office, going back to the offers regarding the participation in the conference in September dedicated to non-rocket space exploration or near space industrialization. Let's see what kind of offers are on the table. They're very generous, they're very juicy compared to the current market rates and offers. And probably those offers will never be repeated again with the same discounts. So what I already said last time, the fact that you can get discount 130, 40, 160, 190 and higher, you should understand that it's a very huge discount compared to the amount of money that you're investing. I'm talking about very, very pleasant and generous bonus in the form of the pre-IPO shares that are included in different tickets/packages for the event that we're going to have in September. So last time I said that if some of you had 100,000 shares, 200,000 shares, now for a relatively moderate amount of money, you can increase your portfolio several times, which will directly affect the amount of remuneration, the payout that you're going to get in the next years. Because you don't need to be great at math here to understand that if you have 100,000 shares, it's one kind of payout. And if you have 300,000 shares, it's 3 times more. And if you have 1,000,000 pre-IPO shares or more, then it means that you can count on bigger income in the future. And going back to the first part of my speech, where I was talking about the implementation of commercial projects and the increasing number of customers, I can make an assumption which is quite justified that in 2025 we will have more clients, and in 2026 it will scale up. Probably we'll have several times more customers placing more orders. And it can initiate a chain reaction once the first commercial project is fully implemented. And from the order placed by an external agency or governmental body, then that project will clear away the doubts and apprehensions of other people who might, or customers who have been waiting for now, and it will help grow exponentially. It will give a really good boost forward. Yes, it's a chain reaction or a snowball effect, and now we need to understand, fully appreciate the value of the pre-IPO shares that we all have in our portfolios. Let me repeat. For example, if you have a certain target number of pre-IPO shares and you haven't reached it yet, this is your opportunity to increase your or reach your desired target number of pre-IPO shares. Someone says it's a unique opportunity to purchase pre-IPO shares and shares at a very beneficial discount. Correct. It's a good opportunity for us, existing investors, and for those people who are not yet investors in UST for different reasons. And I would like to also single out another piece of news that was published in our on our website about two new options, participation options added to the back office. The first package is a $1,000 package that allows a person to participate in the conference online and enjoy a 115 discount. And also, I'm talking about the pre-IPO shares in GTI at a discount 115. So please, colleagues, do not ask your questions right now. Let's ask questions later. Yelena, I'm talking about you. Our way of doing things is first the speaker is talking and then we take questions. Okay, let's not break this rule. So you're saying it's your second time. Probably you didn't remember the first time that our regular procedure is first the speaker is speaking and asking questions, and then we move on to the Q&A section of our meeting, and then we can I can answer your questions and we can discuss things. Okay, going back to the event, and let me remind you what kind of offers we have. Originally, we had offers for $2,000, $10,000, $25,000, and higher tickets. And participation in the conference meant that there would be a limited number of participants. Remember, there were 60 spots for $2,000 tickets, 30 spots for $10,000 tickets, and decremental. And of course, the higher the ticket, the bigger the discount offered from the personal pool of the owner of the technology. And for example, $2,000 tickets included accommodation in a hotel in the capital in Minsk, and more expensive tickets included accommodation in the Aquarel Park where the event is going to be held. So we added a $1,000 package with a discount 115 and a $5,000 ticket, and if not mistaken, the discount is 145. It includes actual offline participation or online, and also accommodation in Aquarel Park. So we did it so that those people who won't be able to purchase the $2,000 tickets because the tickets will be sold out, and the next step for them would be $10,000, and for some it might be too expensive. So the leap from $2,000 to $10,000 might be too big. But we also come up with the something in the middle between 2,000 and 10,000, which is 5,000. And still the discount is very good. Also, I'd like to point out that in the first option in $1,000 ticket and $5,000 ticket, there is a special unique bonus. In the first package, there are two bonuses. And in the second package for $5,000, there are 10 unique bonuses. And bonuses in this game means the shares in the American company after the event is over. Because right now, the financial legal procedure or framework is being established in order to regulate the ownership of shares in the American company. So for now, it's a kind of an option. This bonus is like a promise, an IOU note. But once you come to the conference itself, after you go through all the tours, visits to the Eco Techno Park, Uterra laboratory, there you will know how the actual shares are going to be assigned to you, how you will come into the possession of the shares in the American company. And I think this point will be cleared in 1 month and 1 week when your visit to Eco Techno Park will happen and the conference itself. And those of you who will not be going there but still will purchase those tickets, those investors will learn about the assigning of shares online, either on the website, in the news, from me, or in the email. There will be clarification about the assigning of shares in the American company. Let me show you what kind of packages we have. Just give me a second. Elmer gave this advice, quite good advice, to show the actual tickets, different tickets. I hope you can see my screen, dear friends. I hope you can. And now we can see that there is a tab conference on the left. We click on it in your back office, in your personal account. And then you can see different participation options from $2,000. It's where a person can check the box that they're coming to the event. So you can see the $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 tickets, and so on. So what do we have here? We have a discount first, which means a certain number of shares. You see at 130, it's 260,000 shares. And then unique bonuses, 4, 10, 20, 50, and so on. The ticket that I was talking about is in this section. It's the conference section. This is how it's called. GCNSI 2025. And here you can check for other packages and it will redirect you to the dedicated page. And I'm on this page because I checked the box that I'm coming to the event. Let me see where that other section is when you're not coming to the event. Because when you go into that section, you will have a choice whether you are going or not going. And those partners who would like to purchase the ticket but will not go, they check the box that they're not going. And there you will see your $1,000 ticket. Let me log into another account and I will show to you how it works. Okay, friends, let's continue. So I'm in the conference section. In that previous account, I clicked I'm not going to the event. And in here, I see different packages without the counter and which you can buy several times, as many times as you want. You see, this is the first package, use space online, 1000 units or dollars. And here you see discount 115, number of pre-IPO shares 115,000, two unique bonuses, the cost $1,000. You click purchase and you purchase it. And you have to pay in one go, no installments. Packages that you can buy in installments start from 5,000, and it's not like an installments, it's just two different payments. I'm talking about the investors who will go to the event more, so they will have to pay the rest of the payment before the conference starts. This is very important and you shouldn't miss that payment. So $5,000 package in two payments, then $10,000 can be made in two payments, and so on as well. Is that clear so far? How to register on GTI? No, you don't register on GTI. You register in RSW systems. Elmer has a problem with payment, right? He's asking about the package, for example, $10,000, and you will see that there is a problem. Okay, let's take a look. Elmer, the problem with payment for $10,000 ticket wasn't there because I know that Suraj paid for the $10,000 package and he didn't encounter any problems. If I remember correctly, you wrote to me today and I sent your request to our IT specialist. As soon as I get their feedback on this matter, I will tell you directly, okay, in a personal message. Someone is asking, what about the $2,000 package? Should it be purchased in one go? Yes, that package should be purchased at once, not in two payments, because those offers are, those tickets are not very expensive. That's why they should be purchased in one go. Okay, friends. Now, as for the event, let me see this big question. So let me ask the question that was on topic. Within the within the conference GCNSI 2025, it was mentioned that Dr. Yunitsky is selling his own shares, which allows him to give those high discounts. So my question is, are those shares dividend bearing dividends? And if not, how they can be turned into dividend bearing shares for the investors? I'm just asking to better understand everything. So the pre-IPO shares owned by Dr. Initsky, they are also dividend-bearing shares. They are not of any kind of other different class compared to any other shares that are sold by the holding. So it will not bear any risks for you, meaning that if you own those shares, you won't participate in the profit sharing. No, you will, so don't worry. So someone says, Manoy, we would like to have a special package with a discount 250 and 500. Okay, I will note it down. So, but a package that would be dedicated to the conference or just a package? That's what I would like to ask you, Manoy. Or Manoj, I'm not sure. So could you please specify, do you mean the special package for which will be related to the conference or not? The next question is, until when can we purchase the $2,000 tickets? Well, until the end of the August. So those tickets will be sold until the 31st of August. But those partners who will be coming to the event, they should do it before the 21st of August because it will affect your accommodation in the country and it will help organizers better organize everything. So the sooner you declare yourself as a participant by purchasing the ticket, the better. Okay, friends, let's go through the organizational matters and then I will move on to the offer that we're going to have for our investors. So Manoj, who is asking, his question will have the answer because he says, I'm talking about a standard package for $250 to $500. Okay, you will hear the answer. So first, let me tell you about the participation in the event. Those guests who already purchased the ticket in the event will have a individual email sent to them or in Messenger. You will get all the clarification about your tickets and about the organization of the event, timings, the dates when you should already be in the at the venue, visa receipt points, everything. So the questions again related to visa and the letters of invitation for you to get your visa, all of it will be included in the special mailing list. Next, friends, as for the dates until when purchases should be made, I told you those who are coming to the event should purchase the ticket before the 21st of August so that the organizers would have it easy for them to accommodate you, to ensure the transfers, logistics, etc. As for the online participation, those of you who are purchasing the participation in this event but not coming to the event physically will be able to join the conference online. If you're purchasing $2,000, $5,000, $10,000, you can participate online. If you're not coming for that money, you will still be able to participate in the conference online. The $1,000 ticket includes online participation plus the pre-IPO shares at discount 115 plus two unique bonuses. what about other organizational issues? So, as I mentioned before, you have to plan to arrive on the 11th of September, preferably as early as possible in the first half of the day, so that you would have enough time to get to the venue, so that the transfer would be organized for you and for you to participate in the tours. And the organizers will tell you whether you will be first accommodated and then you will have a tour, or first you go to the tour, Eco Techno Park, and then you will be accommodated. I guess closer to the event, you will have all the detailed information about it. But still, you will have to come at least on the 11th of September to that's what the ticket includes. And then you will have 3 nights included, from the 11th to the 12th, from the 12th to the 13th, and from the 13th to the 14th of August. Again, 11th to 12th, then from the 12th to 13th of August, and then from the 13th to the 14th of August. Those 3 nights are included in the ticket. And then on the 14th, you will have to check out. So these are your dates, and please plan your trip accordingly. But before I move on to the next exclusive offer that we're going to have, and I'll explain you why it will be published, let's go through the organizational matters, questions that you have, either related to the organization or to the offers made. So there were some questions made in the chat, and I asked you to ask them later. So this is your time to ask your questions right now. So again, please ask your questions on the current offers, the tickets, and everything related to the organization of the event. Dear colleagues, do we have questions about it? Because you seemed to have been asking questions, and I asked you to do it later. So now is your time. Gulnara says everything is clear. We did have a question from Elena. She says that another fund has a similar event and is more profitable because of the referral program. Why the discount is so different? I'm not sure about the offer made by our colleagues from another platform. What I can tell you is that in our case, the discount is offered by the owner of the conference. And this conference is about non-rocket space industrialization and all planetary transportation system. And it's a proposal for people to participate in the conference and to be accommodated in the Aquarel Tech Park. And this discount is offered by Dr. Niski himself. I'm not sure about our colleagues from another platform that they're saying there will be an event from the 4th to the 7th of September, the guys from SWC. Well, we have a different approach, different event. So our colleagues will have their own events. We have an opportunity through our platform to give people opportunity to participate in Dr. Unitsky's event conference. I see no difference, no conflict of interest, no mismatch here, or nothing is misaligned here. They have a different conference event, we have another event. And you're saying that they have a kind of event for premium participants. They have a dinner with Dr. Unitsky for premium participants. In our case, all the participants will be able to participate in the gala dinner at the end of the conference. So I'm not sure that it's entirely correct to compare those two events, see what event is better, see advantages and disadvantages. We have different offers, different events, different topics of the events. So in this case, I think we should just understand those two events and that they're different. So Elena, I hope that I cleared this issue for you. While Elena is replying, Martin says that RSW Systems definitely offers the best proposal. Well, I'm not sure about the offer made by our colleagues on another platform, but what I can see right now, the current offers on our platform are very, very good. So it's quite obvious, apparent, that the offer made by Dr. Initsky for GTI investors with the possibility to participate in the event is quite good. And anyone can participate in the event regardless on what platform you are registered. It doesn't matter. First of all, it's an event that is related not to our platform, but we are only act as a partner. And this conference, the participation in this conference can be attended by any investors in the UST who are part of the GTI group. So I'm not splitting our investors into different clients of different platforms. This offer is for everyone, and anyone can participate in the event. Maxim, can we add tickets for $500 with the conference participation so that more participants could come? Unfortunately not, because the costs per guest exceed $1,000. So you can calculate yourself how much it costs 3 nights in any hotel, full board, meals, I mean, logistics, translation, transfers from airport to the event, from the hotel to the event. So it costs way more than $500 and it wouldn't be profitable. Costs would exceed the income. So unfortunately, no. Probably $500 might include an online participation, but for now it's $1,000 ticket. In September, our Eco Techno Park will be very active. There will be many different events, different dates for both funds, but they will be very interesting. Eventually, we're supporting the technology that brings us closer to the success. Well, thanks. Lilia says, can I take one more member of my family to be accommodated in the hotel at my expense? Well, you have to reach out to the organizers once they send you the information, and probably you can agree on the accommodation with them. But I think it would be a lot more logical for you just to purchase the ticket for that second member. I think it would be better because conference participation includes not only accommodation, but also it includes participation in the event itself. So I meant it last time. I mentioned it last time. If you want to go there with your family members, every family member should purchase the ticket from their own account. That would be the correct way to go. Martin says most importantly is to stay together and then move through that stage finally. Okay, thank you for that message. If we don't have any questions to this topic anymore, then we can move on to the next piece of news. Just give me a second, please. Okay, friends. Last time I mentioned in the past meetings several times and hinted at it that right now RSW Systems platform is getting ready to finish their work and close the RSW systems for purchases. In other words, people won't be able to make purchases and to purchase investment packages on the old platform. So we're getting ready for closing down the platform. The website will still be available and it will be kept as an archive website. You will still have access to your back office, to your history of purchases. Some of you will move to the Micron Global platform, some of you won't, but you will still have access to your pre-IPO shares, your extracts from the registry, but you won't be able to purchase new investment packages on the RSW Systems platform once it's closed. So in the next months, we will still be, during the next month, we will still be working on the current platform. So let's go one by one. The investment packages that you still have, that you're currently paying for, and when you purchase the tickets to the conference, you will still keep on paying for them on the RSW Systems platform. Let me explain. Let me rephrase. If you have a current package that you purchased previously, you will pay for those packages on the RSW Systems platform. We will not be moving those purchases on the new platform in order to avoid any technical problems, in order not to lose any data. So you will have to finish paying your installments on the old platform. You can still purchase new packages, tickets, and take advantage of new offers on the current platform and then finish paying for them on the old platform. I hope this is clear. Let me rephrase it again. All your financial operations will be made on the RSW systems. Once the Micron Global is launched, it will have its own packages and you will be able to make purchases there, new purchases there. But you will still be able to pay for your old packages, non-finished packages in the old system. I hope that's clear. Good. Good. You will still have enough time. Next, on our platform, we have quite a lot of clients, investors, who purchased packages in installments for the last couple of years and for several reasons have not finished paying those installments. So especially for this category of investors, after the 10th of August, either on this weekend or on next Monday, we're getting ready for it. You will get special offers. So how it will look like? All investors who haven't finished paying their installments will be able to purchase packages with elevated discounts starting from 85 to 144. Those will be the discounts for all investors and clients of RSW systems for the current month. We're talking about $250 to $5,000 packages. Some of them will be sold in installments for 5 months until the end of the year, and it relates especially to those who would like to finish their previous installments. And for you, you will have a special offer. What will be the offer? For example, you had $1,000 package and you made three payments, $300, and then you stopped paying, and you have still 7 payments to make. For several reasons, the clients didn't do that. Now we will give you an opportunity to take your previous payments and move them to the new package that will be issued. And this way, you will have to pay the remainder, the rest of the money until the end of the year, and you will get the elevated discount, the increased discount, which will not be worse than the discount in the package that you purchased last year or 2 years ago. So this will give you an opportunity not to decrease your number of shares, but increase your number of pre-IPO shares. Because if you don't do that, if you don't finish paying your installments, your packages, your pre-IPO shares will be recalculated according to the current market discount. It will be around 70 to 45. I think this offer will be beneficial to those clients who haven't paid their installments. We had a lot of clients from India sending this request who wanted to finish paying their installments. So for you, dear friends, you will have this good offer. So you go to the support service, see what kind of package you had, you choose a similar package from among the new packages, and then you do it. But here's a caveat. You won't be able to decrease the price of but only increase the price of the package. For example, if you had a $2,500 package, you won't be able to buy a new package for $1,000. You need to purchase either equal or higher package. You see, it goes upwards, but not downwards. So it's very important for you to remember this, that in August, we will issue a special offer, and this offer can be taken by those investors who don't have installments or who do have installments and who are paying for those installments, but also for those who haven't paid their installments on time. You will still be able to use those offers, new offers to be published, and you can resume your installments and probably even get better discounts than the ones you got when you purchased originally the package. I hope I explained myself well. How do you like this proposal? I see already the first comment. The current discount is 14 to 47. So of course it's very lucrative. Because imagine your pre-IPO shares will be recalculated at a discount like 35 instead of 80, for example, or 84. And in the promotional offer, it's 115, for example, in the ticket for $1,000. Okay, friends, we have 130 people here. Let's be more active with your feedback, guys. Do you like this offer? Is it interesting? Do you like it? And while you're answering, let me see a couple of comments that you have. Elmer is asking about the counter that would show the funds raised and when the fundraising will be stopped. Well, there will be more detailed information provided about it from GTI itself. As for the strategy of further development of the UST structure of companies, with the detailed description where the money will go, why the money is raised, and what can be the final amount in monetary terms. And once the GTI publishes the explanation about it, then we can talk about the counter and the how much money eventually should be raised. Then someone says, what about the packages at discount 600 will still be available for those who purchased them back in the day? Of course, nobody will take your discount 600. This is a personal offer from Dr. Initsky, and you will still have access to those discounts. So I see now answers to my question. Great, excellent, good offer, very fantastic offer, etc. Thank you very much for your feedback, guys. Next. Is there information when the documents on the GTI website will be published, updated? Well, hopefully in the near future. So right now, this content is being prepared for publication. Sergey is asking, what about taking a 5-month package in installments for the conference for people who are not going to go there? So you would like to have a 5 months installment package related to the conference for people who will not go there. Okay, that's an interesting offer. Dear colleagues, do you like it? Would you like to have an option to have something like this? Let me repeat it. Sergey says, what about introducing a 5 months installment for conference related packages for those who are not going to the conference? So let's answer together. Do you think it's a good idea to have a 5 months installment packages for people who are not going to the conference? Elmer, what region you're from? But I see a lot of people are saying yes, yes, pluses, they like it. Colleagues, please be more active. Elmer is from Colombia. Good, good. So I support, perfect, pluses. You like the idea. So, in other words, you're interested in having tickets with payment in installments to the conference, right? Sergey says, if possible, big packages for $10,000, $25,000 would be great to have with an installment plan, like 10 months installment plan, because to pay them in one go would be too difficult. Okay, good. Because my question to you would be, yes, what kind of packages were you talking about? And now, yeah, you're saying packages for $10,000, $25,000. Okay. Okay, friends. So there is a question from India. Can I send my father to the conference instead of myself? Well, yes, you can send your father, but you will have to inform the organizers about it once you receive their information to your email or messenger. Once you get in touch with them, you should tell them that your father will be coming and not you. So Gulnara says, what about installments for $2,000 packages? Well, friends, let's collect all your opinions. What other tickets should be also available in installments to have it convenient for you? So tell me in the chat what other packages should also be offered in installments. Alma says, if those installment plans will not harm the company. Well, we're talking about the tickets that do not include offline but online participation. Of course, to give a long-term installment plan to those who will be coming to the event is not feasible because the event is in September and then the person will be paying after September for 5 months, for example. Of course, it's not reasonable, it's not feasible, and the company will have to cover the cost somehow. But for those who are not coming to the event, will participating online, then yes, installments might be an option. And someone's asking, well, there will be the information about the shutting down of fundraising. Well, I already told you, just wait for it. Soon it will be published. Someone says installments would be good for $2,000 packages and higher. And then someone, what does a $5,000 package include? Can we purchase it in installments? So the $5,000 package includes everything that $2,000 and $10,000 packages include. They all include gala dinner. Gala dinner is an event for all the conference participants, and that gala dinner will also be attended by Dr. Unitsky. So the difference between packages for $2,000, $5,000, and $10,000 is that $10,000 packages and $5,000, $10,000 package includes the premium accommodation, which is the Aquarel Park. And for example, $2,000 package includes accommodation outside the park, somewhere in the hotel. Then probably it will also be about single room or double room, etc. But the biggest difference between different packages is the discount. The higher the ticket, the more expensive the ticket, the higher the discount. That's the main difference. Elena says, then cool, I will purchase the ticket for $2,000. Well, for $2,000, you will be accommodated not in the event venue, but outside in Minsk. And then you will have a bus taking you to the event. And then Sergey says that, can we have a $2,000 ticket in 10 installments, $2,000, $200 each? Well, not, because the tickets that will be purchased in August can be paid for until the end of the year. So probably a 5 months installment, but not 10 months installment, because all those purchases, payments should be made by the end of the year. And then Gulnara is asking about the 5 to 10 months installments. No, unfortunately, we cannot offer 5+ months installments. Until the end of the year, it should be. Manoj is asking until what date those tickets will be for sale. Well, they will be for sale until the end of the August, but if you are coming to the event, you should purchase the ticket until the 21st of August. It's about the organization of the event. I mentioned it in the first half of my meeting. How many shares have been issued and how many more shares are still available for sale? At least 70 billion shares are still available for sale. It's in the holding number 3 and 4. And those pre-IPO shares are allocated for sale. But there are also shares in the Dr. Unitsky's personal pool, because Dr. Unitsky has 50% of shares plus 1 share in each of the 4 holdings. So at a certain period of time, Dr. Unitsky can also start selling his own shares. But as for the pre-IPO shares still available for sale, there are at least 70 billion shares for sale yet. So I heard about your proposals for installments. I think it's quite a reasonable proposals, ideas. I will write them down. So there was a question about the buyback, I remember. There was a question from one of our investors about the buyback of pre-IPO shares. So what does it imply, buyback? When the company will be able to afford it, when the owner will be able to afford it. It's when the profits of the company will be high enough to purchase the shares back from their investors. So I'm talking about the owner of the technology, Dr. Unitsky. So Dr. Unitsky can buy shares back as the owner of the technology, but he can do it only once he starts receiving enough profits to do that. So currently, the company is planning to have a positive balance as of the end of 2025, positive financial standing. and for us to be able to get dividends in 2026. But for now, there was no official information about the buyback of shares. If the financial performance is good enough, then probably we will have this information published and we will see some decision made by the company. So I promised to answer you this question, and that's what I did. Because I'm also an investor in this train transportation technology who is observing all the official news and events happening in the development of the technology, and this is how I see it. So this is my answer to you. Someone is asking, can we split the $2,000 tickets into two payments if I'm coming to the event? One in September and the second one before the 11th of September. Unfortunately not. It's because of the costs that the company bears to organize the event. It should be, if you're coming to the event, you should pay for the ticket in one go. Someone is asking, buyback, Mike is saying that buyback is necessary for retired people who are 70 plus years old. Well, I understand fully. I can relate, but we should understand that the company cannot do that if they don't have resources for that, for the buyback. So, dear colleagues, we should understand what kind of technology we've been investing from day one. If we see the technology is now coming to the commercial market, then of course the company will not be making big money right away. Once the company will start making good profits, then of course they will start buying back. For example, if the company were having a lot of different projects and we're making huge projects and we're making huge profits, and the company went through all the implementation stages of a project from design to bring into operation, and then the customer would be receiving money for the ticket, then yes, we would be in a position to demand buyback. But we can't do it right now because the company doesn't have enough resources for that right now. And it is only by joint efforts that we can hope for the best result. And the company is just coming to the market, and we are supporting it because the company is not yet standing firm on its feet, and we should understand that. But the company is getting there. Someone says, I would like to go with the husband. He doesn't want to. What can I tell him? He's been saying 10 years without dividends. And what can I tell? How can I counter it? Yelena, you're saying that your husband doesn't want to go because he doesn't like the idea, the fact the company hasn't paid dividends in 10 years. A couple of meetings ago, I brought up the example of Tesla company. So your husband can Google it up or ask ChatGPT about Tesla starting to pay in their dividends, or after how many years Tesla company started making profits, net profits. So your husband should just see how other companies fared in the same area. And Sergey told you already, 16 years it took Tesla to start making positive or net profits. And it was just an automobile manufacturing company who just didn't make any innovations. And because electric cars were already in existence 50 or 60 years ago, Tesla was the first one to scale up the production of electric cars. It was not an innovation like UST. Another thing that I wanted to point out, that Tesla was subsidized heavily by the state. More than $10 billion from different states and countries, different financial institutions, in the form of loans and subsidies, etc. A lot of money, more than $10 billion. Elmer says, and many companies such as Virgin, I suppose Virgin Galactic, started projects that haven't been finished. Yes, Hyperloop, for example, they developed in parallel with us, and they have nothing to show for it. No high-speed transportation produced. Okay, Elena, I see you have experience in working with networks and partners. Good, good friends. Well, in this case, we can call it a day. I think you don't have any questions because I think I've answered all of your questions that you asked. So I see no questions, new questions anymore. Yelena, as for the recording of the meeting about the Tesla, the meeting where I mentioned Tesla, you should look for it on our YouTube channel because I think Tesla is even mentioned in the title of the video. Okay, friends. Thank you very much for your active participation in today's meeting. I would like to urge you to more activity in August because we have very exclusive offers in terms of participation in the event as and also in terms of just taking advantage of high discounts from the investment packages that will be offered very soon in a couple of days. So you have a wide range of options, what fits your interest best. Whether you want to finish paying your installments, you can do that with a better discount right to the support and they will transfer you to a different package. Or you can participate in the non-rocket near space industrialization conference and then get high discount. Or you can do it online or better offline. You go to the Ecotechno Park, go on a tour, and then you come to the Aquarel Park and be a member or participant of the 8th Global Space Conference. So August is a unique time with unique offers that we have right now. So take advantage of them and then share that opportunity with other people, people that are close to you, your relatives. And we, friends, will meet in 1 week on the 14th of August, same time, and then we will talk about the current offer, see what kind of results was achieved, and then together we will plan for further steps related to the finalization of the Micron Global and closing down of the RSW systems. So have a nice time and see you in 1 week. Bye bye.